led the Steelers in receiving yards in each of the last 2 seasons, and he was fantastic when he was on the field and getting good looks. Let's take a look at his top 3 plays during his time in Pittsburgh. And here we go, Sam. You ready? Lewis, you ready? Let's go. Week 16, 2023. Bengals, Steelers, and we've got Mason Rudolph dropping back, now back in Pittsburgh. 3rd and long, finding Pickens holding it down.
You talked about it. You said when he gets good looks, George Pickens doesn't even need good looks. Sideline catches, supreme focus and concentration. Just put it in his vicinity, and George Pickens, when focused, is going to come down with it. And so it's how acrobatic he is and the sideline efficiency.
Okay, let's go to last year, Week 10. Steelers and Commanders. Now he's going to face this team twice in the division. Russell Wilson now throwing the moon ball in the back corner of the end zone. And Pickens, again, adjusting Lewis and finding a way.
This is what I'm talking about, these outside the number plays. Look, he looks covered right here, all right? And the ball isn't really exactly, he has to turn back to his inside, get his body parallel to the ground, and then survive the ground and secure the football and come up with the catch and complete the catch. That's what we're talking about when we're saying that this young man has true number 1 talent, because he's never really covered because of the fact that he has unique ball tracking skills. And it doesn't matter if the sideline is working against him. He still finds a way to get the ball inbounds, secure the catch, and just make big play after big play.
A reminder, he's only 24. His rookie season against the Browns. Let's go to number 1 here. And I want you to also notice, guys, this is 3 highlights in 3 years and 3 different quarterbacks. This time, Mitch Trubisky rolling right. And Sam, he finds Pickens, and my goodness.
And this is George Pickens' rookie year. You talk about it, contested, clinic real, acrobatic. That's Odell Beckham in a nutshell. That's on the sideline as a rookie, one-handed. There's no space. So when you watch this player, George Pickens, play, that's what you see. At least that's what jumps out, the good side on tape.
All right. Since the start of the 2023 season, Pickens is the only player in the league to average at least 16 yards per reception and gain 2,000 receiving yards. If you've caught a theme here in the first 24 minutes of NFL Live, from everybody that has talked about George Pickens, he is supremely talented. Supremely talented. So why did he get traded for a 3rd-round pick, and why a team like the Steelers are moving on? Let's bring in our Steelers reporter, Brooke Pryor, who covers this team. So, again, we talk about the talent, 1st-round talent, but he didn't go in the 1st round 3 years ago. And this Steelers team needs talent on the offensive side. So why were they willing to move on from him now?
Well, Kevin, it's simple. He was creating more headaches for his own team than he was creating for opposing defenses. I think Lewis hit the nail on the head earlier that when Mike Tomlin is ready to move on from you, there's a lot of red flags for you as a player. And with George Pickens, we saw those in the form of his sideline demonstrations, throwing the helmet, yelling at teammates, some of his celebrations on the field, getting flagged for unsportsmanlike penalties, celebrating a big catch. All of those things created a bigger headache than the big-time plays that he was also making. And look, the Steelers have a history of making these cost-benefit analyses and deciding that some of these really supremely talented wide receivers are not worth the headache. Let's look at their recent history of guys they've traded away. Diontae Johnson, Chase Claypool, Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, and now George Pickens. There's a common denominator there. It's not the talent, it's everything else that made the Steelers say, okay, he could be coming up for a contract extension this summer. Things could get messy with the potential holdout, hold in. It's better to move on now. We've got DK Metcalf. We're paying him big money. Let's get what we can out of George Pickens, ship him to Dallas, get a return on that, and move forward as an organization.
Yeah, they made that offseason trade with the Seahawks before the draft, sending a 2nd-round pick and then giving Metcalf that extension. So you have a true number 1, no doubt about it. It's just what happens afterwards. What's the general feeling in the building right now after this move?
Kevin, it's relief. And I think that's because this is a team that knew a move like this could happen. They had discussed the potential for a George Pickens trade prior to the draft. They were listening to calls, obviously tabled it during the draft, and then it came together last night and was finalized this morning. This is an organization that knows how talented George Pickens is, but that calculus changed, and they are not panicking because they've just lost a top wide receiver. That's kind of been their MO all offseason, that while there seems to be a lot of panic about the Steelers from outside the organization, that's not the feeling inside the building, and that even extends to Aaron Rodgers, who, as we know, has yet to make a decision. But in conversations I've had with people in the building, they still feel confident that he's eventually going to land in Pittsburgh. And Pickens, whether he's there or obviously now not there, doesn't change their calculus. I have to imagine that he has been informed of that this could be a potential, and he knew that as he continued to have these discussions with the Steelers.
And Brooks saying one word that you hang for Steelers fans: eventually. We will see how long that plays out before Aaron Rodgers makes his decision. Brooke Pryor, thank you so much. Still ahead, Dallas has now their number 2 wide receiver, but many questions lurking about this Steelers offense. Adam Schefter back with everything you need to know next, including the future of Rodgers.